Stephen, can you give us your thoughts on the match and how it's set up for next week?
Yeah, it is set up for next week. We've won the game 1-0 and kept a clean sheet, but the first half performance was so far away from how I needed it to look and how I wanted it to look. The players listened to what I had to say at half time, and I thought we got a reaction. I thought the crowd were outstanding, and we've gone on and won a game, but we should have made this game so much more comfortable than we have, and we've got ourselves to blame for that.
Mark, go ahead.
Big positive again of the goal for Alfredo. For you, can you quantify how crucial he is on these European nights for you, how crucial he's been on these European nights, the difference he's...
Listen, he thrives in front of a full house here. He's done it on this stage so many times, and tonight obviously the goal is important tonight, but we need to make sure it's even more important by going in and finishing the job off next week. Listen, I'm not here to talk about individuals, I'm here to talk about the group, and the first half performance was nowhere near where I want it and where I need it to be. I had to be really honest in the dressing room, and we got the reaction from the players, but if we'd have got the right performance over the 90 minutes, I'd be sitting here in a much better position.
Adam, go ahead.
You mentioned last week about having the confidence to play through the block more. In the second half, Alashkert pushed a couple of men further forward.
Tonight wasn't really about tactics and blocks and what we had to do. The players know all the information around the block, the variety we need, the certain individuals we pick against the block. You know, we know all the solutions. It was way beyond tactics in the first half. You know, before you kick a ball or you worry about tactics, you've got to show fight, desire, heart. You've got to be committed. You've got to run through walls. You've got to show these fans here that you're prepared to be all in. That's before you'd even talk about tactics. And the first half performance was so far away where I wanted it to be.
Ronnie, go ahead.
Get your thoughts on the red card, Stephen?
Haven't looked at it back just yet. But what I would say is I thought the referee had a good game. We didn't have any complaints, and one thing you need in Europe is discipline. And we've spoke on so many occasions about how many times as a team we've let ourselves down and shot ourselves in the foot when it comes down to discipline. And again, we have to rely on people putting in superhuman efforts like Stephen Davis, like Scott Wright when he come on, like Calvin Bassey. Other people have to turn into superhumans and put the capes on because we lack discipline in the first half.
Can I ask you just very quickly on next week? I mean, obviously you maybe would have liked a better scoreline to maybe rest one or two people, maybe not make the journey over.
We're not in a position to pick and choose who we play or resting people. It's not about that right now. It's about finding players who are all in, who are going to try and really kickstart our season and get it underway and try and find our real level, because the first half was nowhere near the level I expect.
Mark, go ahead.
In terms of first half possession, obviously they said it already changed the game. Were you surprised by how resilient Alashkert were?
No, they didn't disappoint in terms of their tactics. We expected them to keep a lot of men behind the ball. We expected them to try and keep the scoreline down, try and play on the counter-attack, maybe go direct at times. So we expected to have all the ball. You know, we watched a lot of this team, and you know, I think in terms of their tactics, they're obviously trying to set it up next week to put it in their favour. So I wasn't surprised to give possession up.
Stephen, I can see you're pretty disappointed with the first half, but I wanted to speak about something a bit more positive. Scott Wright's contribution, you just mentioned that there, he really came out and looked like he had a point outstanding in the second half. And
Scott Wright was awesome, outstanding, really selfless when he come on, really listens to information, and I can't be any prouder of his performance. He's been fantastic since the first day of pre-season. He came in January, everything we've asked him to do, on the pitch, off the pitch, he's done it. He can't be in a better place, Scott, and I'm really proud of him tonight.
David?
Stephen, you're obviously very disappointed with how the season started the match. Yeah. It's probably the angriest I've ever seen.
I apologise for showing me emotions, but I can't be any different.
We're glad to see them, but is it just a case of playing the players back into form, or is it a lack of confidence at the moment that they're starting games? Because we know they're capable of more.
Listen, I've got confidence and belief we can get going, we can restart it, and sure, we can get back to the form we need, but we need to wake up now. We're in competitions, and we're at a club where you know, you can't afford to be where we are right now. We need to find our level and we need to wake up right now.
Mark?
Just on what you said about what you said to the players and just underneath discipline, the kind of knock-on effect of losing a player and other guys having to pull their capes on. Does tonight have to be a lesson for John Lundstrom and a lesson he learns quickly and just how you deal with
Look, for the whole group, you, at this level you have to play with discipline and try and stay on the pitch. Otherwise, people have to go above and beyond, and it doesn't hurt you necessarily tonight, but coming in 3 days' time, we have people cramping up and we have people who are hitting numbers that we shouldn't really have to hit, because if you have 11 men on the pitch, you share the loads more. So moving forward, again, I have to talk about discipline, but we do it an awful lot.
Ronnie?
Just how do you wake players up in that sense, Stephen? Obviously the noise and stuff carried the team in the second half, but we've spoken more about the leaders in the dressing room.
Look, the players know. I can tell they know. I know them very well. We can give them the information, we can be honest, but I think where we are right now, it needs to come from the leadership group. They need to get together, they need to be united, and we need to move forward and get back to our level sharpish. It can happen really quickly if everyone gets focused and we move along together.